thinking we're on, Sandy. Woohoo! Hi, guys.
Hello.
My name is Kerri Wade. You probably know me, and this is one of my partners. Sandy and I are doing a lot of collaboration on some projects, and Sandy O'Neill, I'll just have you kind of introduce yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. So Sandy O'Neill, I am a clinical hypnotherapist and relationship coach. And my specialties are stress and anxiety, PTSD. I also have a freedom from smoking program. And I was just at Hypno Thoughts Live 2018 up in Las Vegas. So,
tell us about that. What is that? What is Hypno Thoughts?
It is where hypnotherapists and hypnotists from all over the world come and land in Las Vegas, and we do 3 days full on 9 hours a day of workshops.
Wow.
So some of the workshops I did were, the very first workshop I took on Friday was this amazing workshop where it was super interactive, and we learned games that you could play. So with a large group of people, we played these games, and there was this one game in particular which I think would be amazing for teenagers to play. It would also be good for adults who maybe struggle with stress or anxiety, being in large groups of people, just because the game, as you go on in this game, and it's a super simple, basic game, anyone could play it, but when somebody makes a mistake, instead of people feeling shame, which is typical when they make a mistake in life, the participants all cheer for them. So it like rewires your brain into, instead of being like, oh, I made a mistake, into I made a mistake and it's okay.
Doesn't matter.
And it's okay. Yeah, so it was a really interesting workshop that I took. I would love to use that somewhere.
Yeah.
With something
definitely.
that we do.
I know.
Yeah.
We are in the process of putting together some workshops, some kind of lunch and learn sort of workshops, and we'll probably do some that are a little more expanded as well. And Sandy and I are. And yeah, that could be a really fun exercise to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's just a icebreaker.
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. That was one of the cool workshops I took. And that particular instructor was from Hawaii. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
But I took other workshops with some of my mentors that I absolutely love. One was from New York, and she went over rewiring the brain. Just like when we have thoughts, negative thoughts maybe, negative emotions, when we're triggered maybe by something our mother-in-law says, or anyone in our family, or a coworker, and right away we start, looping in our head these negative thoughts.
Oh yeah, right.
So it's this pattern in our brain, it just automatically goes there. And those patterns can be broken, and you can start rewiring your brain with new neural pathways. And when you stop using those negative patterns that trigger you, it's like a muscle. The muscle starts loosening and it kind of breaks away, and you can strengthen these positive patterns in your brain. So remember, like when we were kids and we were taught that you only had so many brain cells, and you lose so many brain cells. They're never replaced.
As you get older. Yeah.
But research is finding that we actually can reconnect different neural pathways in our brain, no matter how old you are.
Wow.
So that was a really cool workshop.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that like a certain type of technique? Is it like a different hypno technique that?
Well, yeah, there's different tools that I can use on clients to help them rewire into more positive patterns. So I help them find when they're triggered, what triggers them, show them how they're looping, and then teach them different tools that they can use to help them stop looping in the negative and start building those positive neural pathways.
Awesome.
So very
that
cool.
could be kind of handy coming into the holiday season, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what we were talking about this morning, just for a few minutes. By the way, hi Amanda. I saw Mark and and Grant had jumped on here too. But yeah, the holidays. The holidays. Can you believe it's like right around the corner? This is already September. So we're like 3 months out from Christmas, and
yeah,
only a couple
fall
months.
is in a few weeks. What, the 22nd, I think, is the first day of fall. And
22nd of November in Arizona, but
weather-wise, yes.
Right?
On the calendar, it's September. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we were kind of just talking about a little bit of the stress that comes with holidays. Stress, that's one thing you just brought up there, with families, and sometimes there's a lot of families just kind of are like this,
During the holidays, especially.
We know, especially with family, we know buttons. Mm-hmm. We know how to push their buttons. They know how to push our buttons.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so this could be a really valuable time to learn some new tools.
Absolutely.
And then also the other things that we kind of briefly talked about coming up with the holidays are things like weight. Mm-hmm. A lot of us stress out about all of the food. Everything's based around food once you hit November for 2 months. And then January 1st, everybody starts at the gym and joins Weight Watchers. And so anyway, and just the stress of it all that comes with the holidays. And so we were just talking about how now is like a perfect time to put some of these new tools into place.
Absolutely.
And to really start working on some of this stuff. So talk a little bit about, if you would, weight loss hypnosis.
Yeah, so another workshop I took in Las Vegas was on weight loss. Mm-hmm. And we talked about the triggers surrounding weight loss. Sometimes the triggers go back to childhood. Back when your mom used to say, clean your plate. You can't leave the table till you clean your plate. Right. So there's triggers like that. There's tons of emotional triggers. Mm-hmm. Talking about family at the holidays. Mm-hmm. Family can push your buttons, and it triggers emotional eating. There's lots of emotional eating. Or I can talk a little bit about my struggle. My biggest struggle was I felt I deserved something at the end of the day. I did so good today. Exactly. I did so good today. I worked out. I ate pretty clean today. I had my juice. I had my salad. I deserve something. And it took me a long time.
Like a cheesecake.
Like seriously, because I have a great sweet tooth. So, I deserve this, or I deserve to go out and get frozen yogurt or whatever that is, that cheesecake. Mm-hmm. It took me a while to get over the hump of that trigger. Mm-hmm. And that was my own emotional trigger. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's spurred from when I was a child, and, we got dessert after dinner if we were good. For my mom. So it was something that came, I brought with myself to my adult life, and just got over that. Wow. Over the springtime of this year.
Okay. Yeah, so, that reward system.
Absolutely.
Because that is a big thing. We all do that. You get all A's. Oh, let's go for ice cream. Congratulations. Yeah, you get a new job. Let's go out and have drinks and all this other stuff. And our society is very based around food.
Yes, and alcohol, surprisingly, is full of sugar, and that's one place people can back off on. Mm-hmm. And another thing, back in January, I did a dry month. Mm-hmm. So no beautiful red wine for me, and I learned that a lot of times when I would go out to dinner, I would do the large pour, which is actually 2 glasses of wine. Oh. So, there's all different ways. You can still have your wine, most likely. Maybe not the large pour.
Maybe not do the big pour, yeah.
Or maybe not 2 large pours.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm always the driver. I'm always having to drive myself. So it's like, I always have to go with just one little one.
But yeah, there's so many different ways we can work on,
just eliminating some little things.
Yeah.
And changing our thoughts about it.
Yeah, and changing our thoughts about it. Yeah, through hypnosis, using our subconscious mind to help us change those behaviors. Because that's where all our behaviors come from, is through our subconscious. So if there are behaviors that are no longer serving you or limiting you, it's a great avenue. it usually happens so much more quickly than with talk therapy. Absolutely.
So what do you normally recommend? Like, do you I mean, with weight loss people, I always recommend doing kind of a whole program.
Absolutely.
You have to be committed in all ways, not just like with smoking. And I don't have a smoking cessation program. I don't really work with that at all. I send them all to you. And but with weight loss, it has to be a whole commitment. It has to be a whole plan.
Absolutely. And depending on, how much work they need around weight loss, it can be anywhere from a 6-package session up to 12 sessions.
Yeah.
So, we go through all the emotional triggers. We go through the eating plan. We go through an exercise plan.
Setting goals.
All of that. And changing those behaviors.
Changing those habits.
Yeah.
Because it is a habit.
It is.
It really is. I know. And they say it takes 21 days to change a habit, but 90 days to make it permanent.
Yes.
And so I've always thought, you have to have at least a 3-month plan in place to really start to make those things a permanent part of your life.
And so some clients need to come in every week for a few weeks, maybe a month, and then can taper off to every other week. Some clients only need to come in to see me every other week for a while. It just depends on what their unique situation is.
Well, and I know one of the things that I've found so helpful in weight loss, because I've been a member of Weight Watchers for so many years, and it's that accountability. And I think that's a really important piece of this. So especially, if somebody's not going through a plan like that, you need to have somebody that you are accountable to.
Yeah, whether it's family or a friend or a coach.
Or a hypnotherapist.
Yeah, or a hypnotherapist, whoever that person can be, to help guide you through it.
Yes, definitely. And one other thing, I had a hypnosis session recently with another colleague of ours, because we learned in this business that we have to partake in this ourselves too. But when I went a month ago to a vegan diet and got rid of all of the dairy, I was already vegetarian, but getting rid of all of the dairy, and I also stopped eating the corn and gluten and soy and all that sort of thing at the same time. But I found I was having a lot of resistance to it. And so I had a session to work on that, my resistance and my self-sabotage. Basically, that's what it came down to. And it helped me so much. I felt so much better after that. And I let go of that resistance to making those changes because, I was at a point for me, it's like, you have to do this. Your health is starting to suffer. You're going to have bigger problems. You have to do this. And you have to do it now. I mean, it was... sometimes, like I said, you get that little tap on the shoulder from spirit, and other times, you feel like you just got slapped upside the head. And so I had to do something before it got worse. And, that really helped, just even that one session to help me break that resistance that I was feeling. And it's just a stubbornness, And
not only breaking the resistance while in hypnosis, but while you're in hypnosis, your subconscious can come forth and say, hey, these are the foods that resonate better for your body. These are the foods that you should stay away from. Your subconscious can bring that forward to you. And it's just, it's so amazing. All those answers are within you. It's when you're in that relaxed state and you can focus on whatever your intention is. And the answers are there.
The answers are there. Yeah, that's right. That's true. And also the what was I just?
Sorry about that.
No. It's not you. Trust me. Muscle testing is another valuable tool that we use a lot too with working with clients. Is doing some kinesiology and doing some muscle testing to find out what those foods are. What are your trigger foods and what foods are not good for you? And we can show you how to test yourself so that when you're in the grocery store and walking around and you pick up that bag of Cheetos, you got to ask the question, but
Yeah, and you can use yourself as a human pendulum. Have you ever tried that?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what a human pendulum is, you just use your whole body and you stand there. You can YouTube this. It's all over the internet. you stand there and you say, what is my yes? And usually you move forward or backward, and then you say, what is my no? And you'll go the other way. So then you know, and then you could hold something, an object, like here's my notebook. You could say, is this my notebook? And as a human pendulum, you would lean towards the yes. So you can do that with the food products that
vitamins.
You can
also?
go, and with your vitamins, you can take things out of your pantry and just hold it to you and say, are these green beans, good for me? Yes or no? And test the foods that way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it's a really valuable tool, and it's something that you can do in the supermarket. Nobody knows what you're doing.
Nobody knows what you're doing.
So you know, you don't have to make an
because once you know your yes and no,
it's easy. It comes
set
very
there.
quickly. Yeah. And there's other ones that you can do, and I'm sure they're all on YouTube, where you can hold your fingers together and test your own resistance.
And the arm test.
And the arm,
There's all different ones.
Yeah.
So I like the human pendulum.
Yeah, I do too.
Because you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's super easy to do and learn. So, yeah, that's a great takeaway there to
and it
do that.
And it relieves stress on the body when you're eating the foods that are meant for your body to eat. And foods kind of come and go. Sometimes some foods are okay for your body, sometimes they're not.
That's true.
Sometimes if you're eating too much of a certain food, probably not so good for your body. You need it in.
And all of our bodies are different.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody can eat meat and process it very easily, the next person may not be able to process it at all and get really sick from it.
Exactly.
Or dairy, or
right. Or you might be able to process it now and not later, and vice versa.
Right. Yeah. Because I find that I can't eat a lot of foods that I used to eat all the time.
Yeah. And keeping your stress level down is huge.
That's another big thing that happens around the holidays is our stress level. We have to go to all those parties and
look, Grant says, hug the chips.
Hug the chips. Yeah, exactly. You do. You hug the chips.
Now, are those kale chips?
Yes, right. I'm sure that's what you mean, right? Wouldn't catch me eating that shit, but that's me. But stress around the holidays. Again, hypnotherapy is another wonderful tool for managing your stress, as well as Reiki. Reiki is awesome for letting go of that anxiety. And that, Reiki is also a wonderful tool in weight loss, because there are a lot of anxiety points in there, and those triggers, and sometimes when I'm told I can't have something, what is it that I think about and can't get rid of? Yeah, that's something I can't have, you know. And so it can bring on anxiety, and Reiki's a wonderful tool for bringing that anxiety level down, along with the hypnosis. So.
And with stress being so rampant, in our culture for everything, it causes distress in the body all the way to disease in the body. Yes, so it's super important to keep stress level down.
Very important. So yes. So anything else around that?
Now I think we're good.
So anyway, you can reach out through my page. I'll put Sandy's link underneath this video here too, and she can share it on her page. And if you have any questions or want to schedule anything, Sandy, do you do appointments by like internet or phone?
Yeah, you can go through my website, sandyoneil.com, or you can text me, call me. It's all on my page. Your
page that we'll put on here. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because I do use Zoom and phone as well, and I prefer like Zoom for the hypnotherapy, but distance Reiki is also a thing. Reiki, you do not have to be there. The effects are the same getting distance Reiki. So, that's something you don't have to be present for, and don't have to be online. We can set up a time and do it at the same time. You can be in a place where you're comfortable and relaxed and able to kind of be in the moment, and or if your time doesn't permit that, I can still send you Reiki without you doing anything.
When I was at HypnoThoughts, I had caught a cold the week a few days prior to going, and I reached out to you when I got up there, and Kerri sent me some Reiki long distance to Vegas, and I was sick, but I was functional and I was sleeping well. So
Good.
I know it was working.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And I have my crystal grid now too, my Reiki crystal grid, and I invite anybody, if you need some healing or you need help with manifesting any of your intentions, I will add you to my grid, and it will receive consistent Reiki and crystal healing every day, and there's no charge for that. So just send me your photo or your name and your intention, what you want to manifest. So anyway, thank you, Sandy, for being here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you.
So excited about some of the stuff we're doing. We're going to be doing
Yes.
some workshops on managing stress and weight, and doing some other fun out there things too. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
So keep a lookout for all
Yes.
those activities we're
yes,
going to do.
definitely. So thanks.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. You guys have a
Thanks,
great day.
guys.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.